welcome back to another episode of the Heavy Burns Extremely Magical Original Directory of Super Passable Hardware, a specially refined edition for Skyrim, or the Modosphere for short. After last episode, Thor found himself stranded on an island with nothing but the clothes on his back, or on his legs if you want to be pedantic. Thor spent most of his morning suplexing wolves for food, but after serving a dish of jab jab underhook to one of the wolves, it started to run away. Thor tried to chase the wolf down, and it led him to a strange looking tomb entrance. Thor took a look at the wolf mother just trying to survive so she could get back to her 6 wolf pups, and decided that he wanted ribs for breakfast. Thor then headed inside the strange looking cave, and a weird voice in his head told him he should delve deeper into the ruin. The first room was very creepy and had a strange arch leading to an even stranger looking altar which Thor recognised as a shrine to Molag Bal. Thor decided to investigate further. He found a Nordic dagger jammed inside the bones of what he could only presume to be a dead baby. Is this mod author okay? Thor took the dagger as an ice wraith emerged from the ground and proceeded to miss every single one of his swings. Thor was more used to using hammers. Almost out of nowhere, the ice wraith strangely died. Phew, that was close. Thor continued deeper into the tomb, where he came across this strange room, with more ice wraiths. Eventually, Thor found a ginormous cavern with a bridge that led to a strange ancient temple, which looked very ominous and cool, so Thor wanted to check it out. He began to cross the bridge before getting zipped into a strange dimension faster than a nonce when they see Chris Hansen. He took one look around, and from the cold blue flames, strange architecture and ginormous chains, he concluded that he was in Cold Harbour, and he had to escape. So that's exactly what he did. Eventually, he reached the large ominous temple which resembled that which he saw in the cavern earlier. Something told Thor this was the way out of here, so he headed into the temple. And he was right. Thor was back at the bridge, and this time wasn't taking any chances, so he just legged it. Upon entering the temple, Thor took a look around to see what he could find, and right before him was a terrifying room which contained a pulsing blue orb surrounded by petrified corpses rising from a protruding thorn. Thor approached the orb and carefully reached out to touch it. Its essence was cold and dark, and Thor decided he didn't want no part of that, so decided he'd come back later. Next, he came across a room which resembled some sort of forge, with both smithing equipment and a furnace. Thor then located a room that had a shrine to Molag Bal, and lots of books. Atop the room, Thor found a staircase which led up to something rather strange. A withered corpse, protruding from an icy wall, slowly whimpering in its eternal slumber. Nope, no thank you. Next room please. Thor reckoned he'd rather go back to Cold Harbour than touch that thing, so he went back and touched the blue orb. Through the portal was a small pocket dimension with a few nifty apparatus. First was a black hovering orb which could be used to return to the temple. The second were 2 shrines, the first of which seemed to take Thor to solitude, but Thor took one step outside and remembered he was banned from the city, so turned around and went back. The second took him to Riften, but a body in the Hall of the Dead gave Thor horrible flashbacks to Markarth. So he decided to go back and touch that demon thing. Are you sure you want to do this, Thor? Who knows what it— Oh great, you now have Sanguine Vampirius. This is why you let me do the controlling. Overall, this is a really nice and also horrifying player home that is perfect for any vampire build. I really appreciate the extra lengths the mod author put in to include a unique and interesting quest in order to obtain the house. I purposely left out a lot of the dungeons so you can experience it for yourself. I give this mod a "Oh great, you now have Sanguine Vampirius" out of 10. Stay tuned in the next episode to witness Thor complete his transformation into a vampire, which is single-handedly the worst possible thing for all of Skyrim. But as always, adios, bitches.